Today I'm going to be taking 4 different records and putting together a beat using some chopped up piano samples, one of my favorite drum breaks, some saxophone, and some other samples to round it out. I think it's going to be one of my favorite ones yet. And today I'm going to be making the Amaretto Sour, similar to the whiskey sour but with an added nuance of flavors that I really think add up to a delicious drink and one that I feel will pair perfectly with that beat. So what kind of vibes would you say that you're getting with this cocktail? I would say late night, staring out the window while it's raining. Yes, dude! Alright, so I pulled one of these records that's got a lot of piano on it, just a lot of solo piano. And I'm gonna see what I can chop up from that. So let's check that out. I really like that. So I think I'm gonna take that mainly, see if we can chop up those 4 or 5 different little chords in there and see what we can come up with. I think I got about 6 in total. Here's each of them. And I like that just straight down the line. That sounds cool. This one, I really like this one. That can kind of be like the where everything lands, you know, finds home, and then come back to the, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I think this is gonna be one of those ones that you don't need to add too much. I think I say that a lot, but I really like the way that sounds. So let's keep going. Let's find something else. That's pretty much all I had in mind. I think I know the drums that I'm gonna put on it, so let's put the drums on now. All right, so drums, I'm thinking Fleetwood Mac. I love this drum break. It's one of my favorites. I honestly, like, every time I have a really good sample that I find, I tend to think, oh, that Fleetwood Mac drum break would sound great on that. So, you know, I think this would be the case also. So let's load these up. All right, so we got that, the snare here, and then I got hi-hat, and then 2 kicks. And then what I did is I lowered the volume of this to give it a nice little, it's one of my tricks. If I'm doing a lot of the da-dun, da-dun, I try not to use the same kick because it just sounds really programmed, if that makes sense. And if you can use 2 and then maybe either lower or filter out the first one to give it more of like a da-dum, da-dum, little trick that I think sounds more natural. And then I have a second snare here. I might use that like on different kind of hits, like a things like that. But for the most part, here's the drums we're working with. All right, so that's what I had in mind for the drums and over that piano sample. That's pretty much all I got. I think everything else that I'm gonna add on top of it, I don't really know what I'm looking for. All right, let's see what my man Earl can grab us. I really like this record. He's a guitarist. Always some bangers on here. Can't go wrong with Blue Note. You gotta love when you get a record and you put the first track on and it's just already something that you want to use right off the bat. You don't gotta skip through the whole thing. It's always nice. So thank you, Earl. Actually, I kinda like this. Just a little, like this kind of ambience just going behind it. That might sound really cool behind the piano, just something super vibey. All right, so what I did is I took this and just that little part. So that's kind of just gonna, I think, repeat behind the piano the whole time. So it's just gonna be kind of, something like that. I think in the mix it'll sound, you know, pretty subtle, but just add that little extra. So yeah, I don't know. Let's keep searching through this. I think there's some other things we can find on here. All right, so we're on track 4 here. Damn. I like those shakers. Yeah, let's snag that. I like that a lot. That's what's really nice about those 16 levels. You can treat it with velocity too, so it's not just tuning. You know, if I wanted to just have something slowly fade out. All right, so thinking some saxophone, something that I always like to add. Okay, so like just like with the George Winston record, this is a record that's just filled with solo instrument. So it's a kind of a process to find those exact things that work. So what I like to do actually is I like to play the sample and just play the record over it. So I'll just loop my piano and just find a little section that really works with it and then go from there. I like that already. Yeah, there's stuff all over. All right, so out of that whole track, I grabbed a few different little sax licks. I threw some delay on it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use yet, but I grabbed these. All right, so last but not least, we got to throw some bass in here. I got this note, and once again, one of my favorite things to do, throw that on 16 levels, turn this into the keyboard, you know the drill, and see if we can come up with a little pattern. So the first 3 notes, dun, dun, dun. There we go. See what that sounds like. And then, here we go. Now, dun, dun, dun. There we go. Bam, bam, boom. All right, so I think it's something like that. I think that's it. Bass, we got saxophone, we got piano, we got that vibey sample, we obviously got the drums. I think I'm pretty much wrapped up on the beat. Let's kick it over to Bar Guy and get that cocktail made. Damn, that is good. It's definitely sweeter than the whiskey sour, obviously, because of the amaretto, but man, it's tasty. I don't know, this might be my favorite one so far. Make sure you try this one out at home. If you guys like the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you next time. Cheers.